we're here. My wedding week from hell. I'm very sorry it took me so long to make this video. I promise you I've tried multiple times and like there's just so much. I've tried so many ways to try and like tell it in certain ways to make it cohesive and like a good video output so you don't have to watch a million parts, but I can't. This story is just a lot. And so you're gonna have to sit through many parts, and please know that I did try. Very sorry in advance, but do know it was worth the wait and it is worth the parts because it's crazy. So let's get into it. I'm gonna give you a very brief background for those who don't know kind of like what our wedding plans were leading up to it. So here we go. We decided to have our wedding in Italy, in Lucca, Italy. It's a Tuscan town outside of Florence. We were gonna be there for a week at a villa that we rented. Okay, that's what you need to know. All our guests came. They were there for the whole week. We did our wedding on a Thursday and then had left the villa on a Saturday. There you go. That's pretty much all the background information you need. Let's get into it. Okay, let's start day one. Okay, day one is, I'll combine Saturday and Sunday into day one because Saturday we all kind of got there around like 5 p.m.-ish and I didn't have anything planned because I knew people were gonna come in at different times. So people got in at like late that night, and so nothing planned, jet lag day that Saturday. Sunday's true day one. We wake up. I have a pool party planned for us to hang out at the villa and just enjoy each other's company. Some people had met for the first time on this trip, just get to know each other, just relax, wear the jet lag off, that sort of thing, okay? That's where hell starts. Literally day one. I have this pool party planned, okay? We're all hanging out, having a good time. Blaine's parents, my husband's parents, have disappeared. We don't know where they went. I did tell people coming up to the week, you can go and do your own thing if you want. Like I had a very loose itinerary. The only mandatory days were our bachelorette and bachelor night, which is the same night on Tuesday. Obviously the wedding rehearsal and the rehearsal dinner, and then the wedding, and that was it. Everything else, you didn't have to come along with the things that we had planned. Sunday being one of those days, but everyone stayed because everyone was jet lagged, having fun, all that. Blaine's parents, on the other hand, disappeared. Something important for you to know as well, a little bit of context. His parents had gone on a week-long vacation prior to our wedding week. I also want to be very cautious with what I'm sharing with you guys. Just, I don't know, family, privacy, delicate, all that stuff. Because at the end of the day, I'm a good person, even if they chose to not be during my week. Okay, all right, let's set the context there. So they decided to go on a week-long vacation prior. So they've already done their exploring and stuff. We're thinking they're gonna spend the week with us. Nope, they disappear Sunday, no idea where they are. Okay, whatever. We continue on about their pool party. We're having a great time. And at one point, Blaine's brother comes up to me and he goes, I don't know what the guys are doing for the bachelor, but I know what the girls are gonna do for the bachelorette. And we go, it's a surprise. Like, we're really trying not to know anything about it. Like, it's a secret for me. Like, don't tell us anything. And he goes, well, all I know is that they're gonna have a private chef. And so obviously he said that to me and in front of my bridesmaid, who got upset because we just told him that it's supposed to be a surprise and it's like the secret that's been kept from me all this time because it took a year and a half to plan this thing. And so we're just like, okay, that's a bummer. I'm just move on, all right? I know how his brother is. This is just how he is. And so we continue on about the day. I'm not thinking anything of it. My bridesmaid, however, told my maid of honor, who told my husband, who then confronted his brother and was just like, hey, he was upset, but I wouldn't say he was yelling. He was just very much like, hey man, like don't do that. Don't talk about the bachelorette to them. Don't tell them anything. And apparently he took that and locked himself in his room for the entire rest of the day. He says he locked himself in there for 7 hours. None of us know that's happening, okay? None of us know that he has done that. I have already moved on at this point, and I'm just trying to enjoy the day with my friends and eat hot dogs and chill by the pool, okay? His parents get back. And while they get back, I had already left to go pick up my mom and my brother from the train station. This is around like 8:30 p.m. at night. They've been gone the whole day. When I return, it's already dark. It's cold. Like Italy gets so cold at night, at least during the time that we were there. And they're just sitting outside in the cold, like wrapped up in towels. And so I'm like, hey guys, like what's up? Like why are you guys sitting out here all by yourselves in the cold? And his mom goes, we brought towels. I was like, okay. But clearly something's going on that I don't need to be a part of. I give my husband the lies, like handle that, figure out whatever the hell's going on there. So he does that. I take my mom, my brother in. I show them their rooms, or we're chilling some more, hanging out with the kitchen with our friends, talking, eating pizza, whatever. And then I go to bed, and then my husband eventually comes up, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, what was that about? And they were pretty much really upset that Blaine got upset at his brother for ruining the Bachelorette and like locking, and then he then locked himself in his room, and his parents were like, you didn't take care of him, you didn't care what he was doing, like you were so focused on your friends, like you didn't care about your brother. Mind you, they were gone the whole day. And then they're like, we feel so isolated or excluded from the rest of the group, like no one knows us. Mind you, they were gone the whole day. So my husband's like, you just got here, like everyone else spent the day hanging out, like just go talk with people and introduce yourself. I don't understand the issue. Like my friends are all nice. Like I said, there was a lot of people there that had never met each other before. Like it was not like this exclusionary thing that they're trying to make it out to be. And they've never been like this. Like they have always been big people, whatever. And they know 90% of the people that were in like there. They didn't know maybe 5 people total, whatever. And so they're just really upset. It gets really heated. This is a part that I went back and forth debating if I was going to share with you guys, but I just take my word for it that some of the things that they said to him and the ways that they talked to him and treated him and things that they said about me, will never forgive. They had set the tone day one on how their behavior was going to be for the rest of the week and how they viewed me in this wedding week and all of our friends and all of us that are just trying to have a good time and celebrate each other. Like they set the tone day one. That is Sunday. The next day, Monday, I don't know how much I'm going to be able to fit with 4 minutes left, so just hang in there with me. I promise things will get more smooth as I tell the story. But we go to a place called Cinque Terre, and it's like a 5-island area, and the place that we're visiting is called Monte Rosso. It's like a beach town, right? We have to take the trains to get there. It's an arduous journey trying to get 24 or 23 people to all make it to the train station on time and get on the same train and get there. We all do it. We're successful. We all are on the train. We're on the very last stretch. There are 15 minutes left and we're home free. And we start getting a group, like text in our group chat. Our phones are literally blowing up, like literally just boom, 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 boom. And we're like, what's happening? What's going on? It's Blaine's brother. He, at the last train station, had gotten off the train. Just didn't look, didn't tell anyone, just got off the train. And he's texting us like, I'm cussing, okay? I don't want to like say things, but he's like freaking out. He's like, I'm in trouble, I'm lost, I'm not where everyone is, like help me, I don't know, where would I do, help, I'm scared, I'm lost, I'm all these things. And we're like one at a time just blowing up because we're on a train and like service is in and out as we're going through tunnels and stuff. We're freaking out, like what? And some people are laughing because it is kind of funny, like the way he's texting, but like I'm freaking out. My mom's freaking out because she had, just got there the night before. So she's like crying, worried about him. His parents are just making a joke out of it, calling him stupid, all this stuff. And I'm just like, how do you get lost? How do you get off the train? Like, we were so close. How did this happen? And so eventually we figure out how to get him to find us. It's like this whole ordeal. He isn't listening to the directions. And I mean, it's a stressful situation for sure. We eventually get there. We all get there on time. He gets there later, like 45 minutes later. And the day is great. It's what happens on the way home that is crazy. And I unfortunately will have to stop here and make part 2. Please keep in touch. This is like the appetizer. It gets progressively worse as the week goes on, okay? Progressively worse. Like, you won't believe me, I promise. Part 2 of how TF did I get married? That is more what the story is. Not who, but how. Okay, I left off on Monday. We are done with the beach day and the chaos that was, and then heading back home to the villa. On the train ride home, mind you, we had reservations for a bachelorette group night dinner thing. We were going to dress up in our outfits and go out for dinner and then like go to the bars, nightlives together. And so we're getting ready to go to that. On the way back on the train, I start hearing a commotion. All right, our train stops. We're stopped for a long time, and a commotion starts to occur. Some context for this. Again, our group was of 23 people, and 23 people sitting in one area is pretty hard on a crowded train in the summertime in Italy. So half our group is at like the back end of the train cart that we're on, and the other half is like more towards the front end, for best way to explain it. I'm sitting at the front end. I'm sitting with my mom, and I'm sitting with 2 of my party members. One is my bridesmaid and her fiance. The 4 of us are together at the front. The rest is everyone scattered kind of towards the back. The train stops. a commotion starts to occur. What is this commotion, you might ask? I'll tell the context of this so you guys can have it and then explain what I had, okay? So what is happening? I don't know this is happening at this time, okay? A lady is just like passed out on the ground and we don't know what's happening or how long she's been like that. She's out cold on the ground. And two other people that are not traveling with her but are bystanders come up to her. One is a woman and one is a man. And they try to wake her up and get her, I don't know, help. I don't know what their goal was. She wakes up and she is mad, okay? All of them are speaking Italian. That's another important part of the story. I do not know Italian, okay? They're speaking Italian, yelling. She comes up screaming, fighting, punching, kicking, cussing, loud, okay? And she starts attacking this random lady. This random lady gets the hell off that train. This starts happening. She's like, whoa, and gets off the train. And the commotion that I'm hearing is this other woman screaming, the one that was passed out, going up and down the train cart, hitting the backs of seats, hitting the walls, standing up on the table. I'm ignoring it. I'm just thinking it'll pass. I don't know. I've had a long day, okay? Clearly. This is happening. This is going on. Again, at this point, a man gets involved. Keep in mind, I still do not know that this man and woman do not know each other. And he starts trying to calm her down. And he's trying to like grab her and restrain her in a way because she's kicking, screaming, punching, fighting, beating stuff up. And she turns on him now and starts kicking him, punching him, slapping him, doing all this stuff, screaming at him. And they go from where they were at the back where my friends are, more up towards the front where I am with my mom and my other two people. And so this is where I start to pay attention because I'm now hearing a man's voice involved. One thing about me is I have a very strong fight or flight and I will insert myself into a situation if necessary. And I'm watching this happen. They're yelling and they're screaming and it's starting to get physical. So I then stand up and I stand up out of my seat and I turn to watch them. I'm trying to put like pressure on the situation. All the other bystanders are kind of just like watching this happen and like averting their eyes or like trying to like not look, including the workers on the train that are watching this happen. I mean, she's screaming, like causing a whole mess, fighting, screaming, punching. I stand up and I'm watching and I'm looking at other people like, are you gonna step in? Like, are you gonna do anything? Mainly the workers. I don't know Italian, so I can't say things to them. I'm just trying to like put that pressure on them, like I said. Then I watch, and I don't wanna like say too much in case violence rules, but violence occurs, okay? Violence that I can't ignore. I'll just say that much. Violence from the man. I watched a flip in his eyes switch. He went from trying to restrain her allegedly. Again, I don't know at this point that he's trying to restrain her. I'm just seeing a man and a woman fighting. I don't know their background. I don't know anything because I couldn't see. I see a switch. He turns on her and things get violent, very extremely violent to the point where I'm now intervening. I am running towards them. I'm waving in their face. I'm screaming. I'm clapping. I'm screaming at everyone else. I'm like literally going like this, like yelling, screaming in their face. I start to pull and I get pulled back at that point. Like I'm about to like literally rip this man off of this woman that I do not know and I can't interject. I don't know Italian. Again, I'm just trying to help and put a stop to what I'm witnessing. I get yanked back. And at this point, the rest of my party has obviously seen that I have involved myself in a train fight and are running down to like try and break them up. And the two people I was with sitting there happened to be medical professionals, one a nurse, one a doctor, and they are trying to like break that up. The fiance of my friend ends up like literally putting himself between the two. I have been pulled back by a random Italian man who speaks English, and he's like, you don't understand, like stop trying to get involved, stop trying to break it up. Like he's helping her. That is not what was happening. That is not what I had seen. Maybe, again, I learned this later, maybe that was a context in the very beginning, but what I witnessed had quickly transformed from him helping to his adrenaline kicking in because she hit him too hard and things snap. You know, it happens. And so I witnessed, I'm not justifying it, obviously. I literally put myself in harm's way on my wedding week to try and help this lady, okay? So I'm not justifying his behavior. This is just the context. And so we are ripping them apart. My brother, my husband, they've run up to the top now. Everyone's like trying to pull these people apart. Eventually the train workers actually do get involved. They get them both off the train after a lot more yelling, screaming, fighting. She has like ripped this random man's shirt, the one that eventually started attacking her. Shirt off, like it's a mess, okay? A mess. And so eventually they both get off the trains and we get to go on and move on about our day. And like, it was crazy. And of course, everyone's mad at me for like involving myself and I'm like, y'all don't understand. Like, I didn't have a choice. And I would do it again 100 times. I don't care. Like, if I can help someone, I'm going to do it, period. And so we just kind of are going back and forth because the front half of the group didn't see it progress to the point. Like, I didn't know what had happened from their perspective, and they also didn't see how it had progressed. So they're just like, why did you get involved in that chaos? And then I have to explain, and then we finally come to the same conclusion and put all the pieces together of what had happened on that train and why we had decided, me and my bridesmaid and her fiance had no choice but to involve ourselves. That's on our way home. And so of course things are delayed. We end up making our dinner reservation. And it's so funny because we get there at our reservation and the waiter splits us, and the girls are at one table and the guys are at another table. He comes up to us on the girls' side and looks directly at me. Mind you, we had sat down and had been sitting at the restaurant for 3 or 5 minutes at the absolute max, 5 minutes total, looking at the menu, trying to figure out what we want to do. And if you know anything about Italian dining culture, they take their time. Like, it is not like a experience. Like, you have many courses, you laugh, you drink, you connect. Like, it's like eating dinner, especially out, like in the experience we were having, is a whole process. But he comes up to me and he goes, I really just can't keep the kitchen open all night for you. We have a business to run, so I need you to tell me what you want to order. What? We have a reservation. Why me? Like, it was this whole, we were laughing about it for the rest of the night, making jokes and stuff. I eventually order an espresso martini, and it's, I have to admit, the best espresso martini I've ever had in my life. My bridesmaid decides, she says, ooh, I wish I would have got one. And the waiter overhears us and it's like, I got you. Like, I got you. And then brings her an espresso martini that is clearly what was left in the cup. Like, it is not fresh. It looks nothing like the one I just had. It is like the bottom of the barrel. It was absolutely disgusting. And she didn't even ask. Like, she just said, like, ooh, I wish I would have ordered one. And he's like, I got you. And then brings her the bottom of the barrel of my drink and then charges her for it. So we're just like, what is this day? It's like cursed. Like, all this stuff has happened. He got lost and off the train, and we're all like panicking, like trying to figure out how to like get him to where we are. There's no service. I get in a fight on the train, and now we're at dinner and I'm being bullied by our waiter, and then he's bullying but the guys on the other hand, best time. They're having the greatest time, living it up, laughing it up, and we're just like, wonderful. And then we don't have enough time to go out as a group, but it's fine. The next day, however, Tuesday, is where I will be in part 3, and that is our bachelor day. I could probably combine, no, I can't. I cannot combine Tuesday and Wednesday. Unfortunately, Wednesday will be its own video. That is where the magic, the unmagic, the chaos, that's truly where it happens. But anyways, continue on. I will continue on. Part 3, how the hell did I get married? I'm going to combine Tuesday, like a very tiny period, so I can spend the most time talking about Wednesday. This is where the craziness happens. Tuesday, honestly, pretty tame. His brother only spoiled like one little part of my bachelorette, which was we did wake up and my bridesmaids, and mainly my maid of honor, of course, had planned and like decorated this whole room in the house. It had balloons and pictures of us and like cute little t-shirts. It was so adorable, like literally the best. And so we got ready, we went to Florence, and then we went and rode horses in the Italian Tuscan side, which is my dream. I have been begging to ride horses for the past 2 years. It's literally on my vision board. And then we came home, and then that's when we had the private chef, and we were in our PJs and like got served. It was just so fun and cute, and we like stayed up all night drinking and playing games and just having a fun time. Like, it was so much fun. The guys went whitewater rafting. Mind you, that's what his parents went and did on Sunday when they disappeared for the pool day. We're like, where are they? They were whitewater rafting. They knew we were going to do, or the guys were going to do that. And his dad was included in that and going to go into the whitewater rafting, but he chose to do it anyway. And then didn't want to go on the bachelor stuff because he had already done it. So that's one little drama thing. Another little drama thing that happened was my mom and Blaine's mom have like met one time. And like me and my husband had been together for 8 years at this point. So like when I said like our groups are really intertwined, we all know each other. Like we have been together 8 years, and half the people there had known his parents and Blaine for like 10, like their whole childhood. A lot of them live on the same street, okay? Very close knit. And so one of the things that his mom had said to my mom, first thing actually, like first real thing that they had a conversation about, she tells my mom, I don't know why your daughter hates me so much. On my wedding week. Okay, I've been with him for 8 years. I give them all my Christmases. Like, I spend so much time with them, and that's what she says to my mom, which is just an awful thing to say. And my mom goes, no, she doesn't. And then she spends the whole day like trying to like mend this weird one-sided hatred. And then she also tells my mom, what kind of maid of honor doesn't include the bachelor or the mother of the bride on the Bachelorette? My mom is like, a normal one? Like, what mom goes on the Bachelorette, you know? And I think whatever. So that's just no, there's these little things going on. And there was like a really big miscommunication that happened on the Bachelor night that caused the dad and the brother to get upset. So there's just stuff like that happening. But it's all petty little BS that shouldn't matter on our wedding week. Let's get into Wednesday, the next day. This is rehearsal day, okay? We didn't start rehearsal till 5 p.m. and we had dinner reservations at 7:30 p.m. And so again, another day of just chill at the villa, go out and explore. Everyone had a car or access to a car to go. Like, you did not have to stay and be anywhere you didn't want to be. And so everyone's spending their Wednesday in various ways until we get up to the point where it's time to start the rehearsal. And so this is when the wedding planners arrive, and you know, things are starting to feel more like, okay, we're not on vacation, like we're here for my wedding, and my husband's wedding, of course, our wedding. And so I'm trying to like show everyone like what to do for the bachelor, or I'm sorry, for the rehearsal, and like our wedding planners are trying to explain like who gets paired up, where to walk, and how to like stand and all this stuff. And a lot of like comments are getting made, a lot of anxieties are happening. A funny thing is I'm wearing a shirt that says like Mrs., my husband's last name, and his mom comes up to me and like puts her finger on my chest in like a very mean way, says, I need one that says current Miss last name. And I was like, okay, it's just walked off. Like, cannot be interpreted as like a joke, because it was not. Then we walk up the hill to where we're gonna stand and get married, and we're doing all the things, and there's just all this stuff that's happening. And then I'm trying to figure out next steps, right? Next steps is the rehearsal dinner. It's gonna be this really nice restaurant that was hell to book. I don't even want to go into the details of that. Just know so much happened with this rehearsal dinner situation. It was supposed to be at the villa with a private chef. That didn't work out. It was gonna be at this one restaurant. That didn't work out. At the last minute, I scramble. It's gonna be at this restaurant. It's a nice restaurant. It worked out. I'm excited. So I thought. And so I'm like trying to like coordinate with them over email. And his mom comes up to me, and I'm sitting with my husband at this point. Everyone else is getting ready. And she comes up to me and she goes, I think I should give a toast at the dinner. Should it be good riddance or thank God you're gone? And I went, thank God you're gone? Like, what does that mean? And she went, oh, you know, you're off making your own family now. You don't need us anymore. And I was just like, okay. And I also had learned during that week, her and the husband, the dad, had also said, Mariah is not including us in the planning. Like, they haven't included us. Like, they have maintained, like, remember earlier I said they literally showed up and started the week off with this vibe of being excluded and unwanted and apart and separate, which they brought. They did that, and they didn't let it go. Even when we tried to talk to them and say, like, that's not the case. Like, we're all just getting to know each other, make an effort. And they didn't want to. And so they would like stand off in little corners and like say loud enough for certain members of my party to hear things like, she didn't include us. Like, this is just so not our thing. Like, we're not involved. Like, we're in the way. We're like, there's 23 of us, and like I said, 90% of the people that you know are here are people you've known your whole lives, okay? And so that happens, and I've just had it. This whole week has been crazy. Like, there's been just all these comments, all these things going wrong. I need a minute to cry. So I go upstairs, I just lose it, and one of my bridesmaids is holding me, and my mom's holding me, and I'm just crying, just letting it out. And I'm like, hey, can you go and facilitate everyone getting in a vehicle so they can make it to the rehearsal dinner? I will come in a separate car that has me, my husband, my mom, my maid of honor, and her fiance. Like, that's how we're gonna do. We'll come a little bit behind. I just need more time to like get myself together. Like, got it, no problem. Like, they know we're coming. It's a reservation. It's a table. Sit down. Like, at this point we've spent days together. Just I didn't think it was gonna be a difficult thing. And so I put myself together, and then we go to dinner. And when we arrive, like, everyone's standing and they're clapping, like, oh, welcome in. And I noticed that they had left seats for us in the middle of the table, and Blaine's parents are off to the side. Like they're at the very end of the table in like the direct sun. So we're like, why are y'all down there? Like, come sit by us. And they just go, no, we don't want to. And we're like, no, like we want you to come sit with us. And now my husband has been like, no, like come sit, like get up. And he made the people that were sitting in front of us, like just two friends, get up and go and like switch seats with them. And they were like, no, we don't want to. That's not what we want. And Blaine said, I want you to sit with us. And in front of my entire party, loudly, they go, we don't want that. Okay. All right. Cool. So we spend the rest of the dinner just like, what's happening? Like, what is happening? What do we do? Like, you know, and then we move on and we continue on with dinner. And then we come home. And I have to make another part for this because what we come home to is actual chaos. And the drive home and all of the things that are happening and accumulating at once. I feel like I need to pitch and sell to Netflix. Bizarre, wild, okay? So please stay tuned and I will give you the rest. And I wouldn't say it's the finale, but I don't know if it necessarily is. Maybe it is. Part 4, how the hell did I get married? My wedding week from hell. Like I said earlier, I didn't know how much I wanted to share of like his parents and behavior, commentary, involvement in the week, but like it's hard to tell the whole story without. And at the end of the day, objectively, that's true. And it happened in front of everyone. Like it's not just stuff they did to us in private. So, I mean, hey, hey, what can I do? So we, on the drive home back to the villa after that awkward, embarrassing dinner, I'm riding with my husband, my mom, myself, my maid of honor. And this time I had the other bridesmaids that I like sent to help like facilitate while we came a little bit behind. I had her come with me to explain like what the hell happened and what the hell that was. And so essentially everyone got there and like just didn't know where to sit, which is continuation on from the rehearsal. Like I didn't get into it too much, but like I love all of my friends so dearly and we have since joked about this, but like everyone just did not know, like their brains just weren't on. Everyone acted like it was their first time on earth, like their literal first day on earth. Like no one just knew how to stand or sit or act. Same thing happened at dinner. So like everyone gets there, it's just a long table with enough seats for everyone. And like, they're just like awkwardly standing around. And so when my bridesmaids goes, how about we have Blaine and Mariah sit in the middle? And as soon as she said that, his dad beelined it to where they ended up sitting, the complete opposite end of the table, like went and sat down, the first one to sit down. And so then everyone else was just kind of like, what do we do now? Like, where do we sit? And like, that's how that happened. So she's explaining that to us and we're like, well, that's their fault. Like they chose to sit down there. Like, why did they want to do that? You know? And we're just trying to like figure that out. And we're trying to like, at this point, like we're tired of this kind of stuff happening. And my husband and I decide like, we're just gonna go apologize to them. We're just gonna eat it. The wedding is tomorrow. Let's just go eat it, apologize, and just see if we can just squish whatever the hell is happening with them. And so we're all crying in the car, like hashing this because like half of us were like, we shouldn't have to apologize. The other half of us is like, well, if they felt disrespected, like let's just fix, you know, we're just in this mess. And the car ride home is this whole disaster. We get there. And again, you gotta remember, my mom was with me the first time. So she did not, like, she wasn't aware of any of that stuff. So she's just a mom seeing me upset, seeing my husband upset, and thinking like a bunch of 20-somethings just like sat wherever the hell they wanted and like were disrespectful to the parents, which is not what happened, but we didn't know that. So she comes in after us crying in the car. She starts like scolding the rest of our group. Like, we're at this villa, okay? Half of the people are getting yelled at by my mom. Some of the people are off crying that were in the car with us. And then me and my husband go to find his parents and they are in their bedroom. So we knock in the door. We try to come in. She slams the door on me as I'm trying to come in behind him. But I pushed my way through and we're like, no, we need to talk. Like, all of us need to talk. Like, we don't know what's going on. We don't know why you're upset, but we're sorry. Like, we wouldn't have wanted you guys to sit like so far away from us and like in the sun. Like, we wanted you to sit with us. And that's when they tell us, no, like, you have nothing to apologize for. We did not want to sit with you. We did not want to sit with your friends. That was our choice. You don't have to apologize for it. This is your thing. We're just showing up. We're just here. Like, we're just not involved. We just wanted to sit by ourselves so you and your friends could be together. And we were like, that's the night before our wedding. Like, if that's the case, like, maybe just say that nicer. Like, oh no, like, we want you. Like, no, they were very upset. Like I said, they didn't stand when we got there. Like it didn't make sense. Like this, and so I'm starting to get upset. And then his mom starts to tell me that my bridesmaid told her to sit down there. And I'm like, that's not what happened. Like, we're all trying to make amends and fix things. Like, maybe there was this miscommunication. And her and I start bickering back and forth. This is literally the first time I have ever talked back. I always have just like taken the things that they said and just tried to make it work and just be the bigger person and just try and move on. Apologize for things I didn't need to apologize for, that sort of thing. And so while this is happening, we're all arguing. My mom's yelling at the other half of the group. Some of people are crying. It's a madhouse of yelling and screaming the night before my wedding. And we get a knock on the door. And so we yelled, "Not right now," or his mom did. And a voice on the other end goes, "No, it's an emergency. You need to come out and hear this." We open the door. She says, "We've been robbed." I'm gonna just let you sit with that for a second. It is 11 or 12 at night right now. It is the night before the wedding. We just all were yelling at each other and just found out we got robbed. We run upstairs to look and see if the wedding rings are there. They are not. They are not there. Nothing is there. No one's jewelry is there. Some people lost passports. There are 2 passports that are missing. One of Blaine's mom's brand new Louis bags that she had just bought on her week-long vacation prior to the wedding was gone. However, that bag happened to have an AirTag in it. So then we all go from crying, freaking out, to panicking to like, maybe we can figure this out. Maybe we can at least find a trail. We called the police. We called the people who own the villa. They come. It's chaos. People are crying. People are upset. I'm upset. My husband's upset. He's like freaking out, because he had also gotten me a gift, a really beautiful necklace that he had spent months designing and getting made. And it was going to be my something blue to wear, because it was like a sapphire that was very special to us and all this stuff. So he's freaking out. We're all freaking out. It's a mess. And some of the people get in the car and they go and try and they trace the AirTag location that they have. The cops come. Of course, they do not speak English very well at all. And so we're like using Google Translate to try to explain what's happening. The villa owner gets there and starts immediately defending his staff in the place. And based on the AirTag data and also some more investigation, we found how they exited. The way that they exited was like through this like secret like cellar thing, through this like back door that was locked. So the only way that they could have known, like if this was just random thieves that just happened to like be watching us and just happened to know that all of us would be gone that week, there's no way that they would have gone out that certain exit. And also all of our bags were completely like intact. Like it took us a while to even realize we had been robbed, because nothing was thrown around or like anywhere like that. Like it was all like they knew exactly where to go to find every little piece of valuable jewelry. And the 2 passports they ended up taking happened to be a mistake, because they just happened to be in bags that they used. So that's what happened. That's happening. So then they show up, they're trying to defend themselves, and people are getting mad. We're just trying to like make sure the cops take all of the information, including the names of the staff, because we had several different kinds of villa staff throughout the week come in while we were gone and stuff like that. So like, sorry, it's suspicious. And based on the AirTag data, they would have had to leave or like come in and leave. They like this. It was so quick how fast they did it. And also the second we left, like it was fully planned. It's unfortunate. This sorts of thing happened. We're having a destination wedding. I don't want to scare you, but please be safe. Please lock your valuables. We got a little too comfortable because we'd been there for a while at this point. We're just going to dinner and coming back. Like we just didn't think. So take my word of advice from that. But that's what happens. Okay. It's a mess. We are freaking out. We end up staying up until 4:30, almost 5 in the morning, because none of us can sleep. We're all crying. We're like trying to figure out what to do. And like I said, they took our wedding rings and our wedding rings were like in a box, and then in a box inside of that box. They opened the lid, opened the other box, picked the rings, and then closed it back up and set it on the shelf. Like how evil is that? That is so evil. And so whatever. Okay. The next day is the wedding. Surprisingly, it went well. My fiance got up. We did our private vows together in the morning, of course crying because he was supposed to give me the necklace and just the whole thing. And then he leaves immediately with one of his groomsmen, and they go into town, and he has like the whole story written up. Like I got robbed last night. I'm getting married in 5 hours. Like, I need bands to exchange for a ceremony. And he finds this like jewelry shop. They read it. They start panically freaking out. And they like find us these beautiful gold bands that I'm wearing now, this one. And they end up like being able to engrave the inside with like, I think he put like one of our like special like sayings is on the inside of it. And so we get that in time for us to have the ceremony. And also the 2 people who lost their passports are able to leave, go make the police report at the station, take it to Florence, which is 2 hours away, get new passports, and come back in time for the wedding. There's a little bit more I'll share on the wedding in the next part, so stay tuned, but that is... Gets worse, by the way. I don't know about worse, but another bad thing happens.
Hey, who cut the cheese?
My wedding week from hell, part 5. We have made it to the wedding itself. Actually, not bad. Actually, weddings, plural in this part, plot twist for you all. So the wedding itself actually goes great, except for a few things. Like some more comments that got made to me by a certain someone, and the way that the speeches were by certain someones, and how they were directed to me in front of all my friends and family. But if you just take that stuff aside, just let it go, even though I will not. But if you just let that go, those little things that could not dull my shine for this week. We had such a great time. We stayed up, and mind you, all of those are running on like 2 hours of sleep. Some are 1 hour, some on 2, some on 3 at actual most. Like myself, the bride, I had 3 hours of sleep before my wedding week, for my wedding, and I looked horrible. But we made it work. We got a bunch of Red Bulls. At the dinner, instead of having wine, we were drinking so many Red Bulls to like stay up and like party after the dinner. It was so much fun. All my friends are such troopers. All the girls, all the guys, like everyone just really, and all my family, like everyone like stepped up to like support us and make this wedding the best it could be despite the shit that had gone down that week. So we have a great wedding. We come back because you can't actually you can, but it's very difficult to get legally married if you're having a destination wedding. Most people either get married before, like legally, and like at a courthouse or something, or they do it when they get back. Before our wedding, we went to the court area, the courthouse thing, and we applied for our marriage license, and we set our date to meet with the magistrate to get legally married after we get back. So we went to our wedding in Italy with the license ready to go, like everything's set. All we just needed to do was come back and get married. So it felt kind of like the traditional process. So we get back on Sunday. Our wedding is set for the next day. We go thinking it's just gonna be at the courthouse. I put a little dress on, like, and he dresses up in a little suit, just, for the vibes. He's a nice camera. We want to take a couple of pictures downtown, just like a fun thing. And so we show up expecting it to be the courthouse in which we started this whole process. Let me tell you right now where we showed up. It was not the courthouse. No. Because could it be for me? The things that happened to me? Think it's at the courthouse? It's at the jail. The jail. County jail. I walk up, I see a sign, magistrate and jail. Could not make that up. We walk in, it's a jail. There are people sitting there trying to bail people out. There are inmates sitting there. There is a buzzer that says magistrate, press button. So we do. And they say, you here for a wedding? Yes, we are, for our wedding, for our marriage. Where are your witnesses? You have to have 2 witnesses. We're like, we thought you could provide them because we asked at the courthouse in which we applied for our license, and they said, yeah, it's not a big deal. You don't, we'll provide some people for you if you need it. So we didn't show up. And she goes, ma'am, I don't know if you're aware of this, but this is a jail. If you look around, I wouldn't ask any of these people here to be your witness because they're all inmates. We're like, what do we do? What can we do? I'll give you 30 minutes. And if you can find 2 people to be your witnesses, we'll get you married. Right on. So we leave. We go up the hill, and there's a sheriff's building type thing. We go in, and I walk up to the desk, and there's a lady in her police officer uniform because she's a cop. And I'm like, can you do me a favor? She's like, oh, are you looking for the magistrate? I'm like, no, actually, found that at the jail, looking for 2 people to be our witnesses. And she goes, oh my God, I love. I'll do it. Let me grab someone else. And then they come out, and they're like, this is our 3rd one. Lovely, lovely, lovely. We go back to the jail. We show up with our witnesses. While we're waiting to go back there, an inmate approaches us and goes, "You headed off to a wedding or off to a..." insert word I cannot say on social media. And we were like, off to a wedding. And he goes, "Oh, God, I can't wait to get out of here. Woo, they won't see me here again. Next time I'm in jail, it won't be at this one." And then just walked out. And we're just like, amazing, loving life. We finally get called back to go to the magistrate. And the lady's like, "That's going to be $50. And so we have $100 cash. We whip it out. She says, "I said $50. We're like, "Can't you break our bill?" "Nope. Isn't there an ATM right out there?" "That's for the inmates." "Okay, well, we have our witnesses now, and what do we do?" So we leave again. We're like, "Can everyone just like stay here? We'll be right back." She's like, "Yeah, go up the street. Go to the ATM." We go to the ATM. It's broken. Go to another ATM. They only pull out 20s, and she said it had to be $50 cash. Go to a bank, and they say, "You don't bank here, so we can't break your bill." And what do we see on the hill when all hope seems lost but a Family Dollar? We go to the Family Dollar, we buy a pack of M&Ms, we get our change, we go back to the jail, we go back to the lady, we get our witnesses, and we're like, okay, we really just need to do this for paperwork. We already had our wedding, we did a destination wedding, so now we're back just trying to like make it legal, you know? And he's like, "Oh, I understand. Surely that wedding couldn't have been as bad as this has been." You have no idea, sir. And so we tell him, and he's like, "Oh, well, in that case, I better make this special for you. You got your rings prepared? You got your vows?" And we were like, "No, we really just wanted this to be, you know, legal for the paperwork. All that. You don't have to do anything." He's like, "Oh, we're going to do something." Awesome. We leave. We go outside across the hall, past the inmates, into another room inside the jail. And what do I see but a stick on the wall? And what do I also see? Flowers hanging from the stick, little dried flowers. And he's like, "Stand right there." And so my husband and I, we stand underneath the stick on the wall at the jail, and we hold hands. And the man proceeds to give us a ceremony that was longer than my actual ceremony that I paid for. He made us repeat after him every single word at a time. I'm not kidding. I think it took 30 minutes. We're just awkwardly standing here in a jail getting married by a guy with 2 cops as our witness. And that's that. It ends. That's the madness. That's the madness of my my wedding week. Mind you, other things have happened to me in my regular life that made me also delay telling the story because it just doesn't stop. And I don't know what to do, but here's the story out for you. Please, if you're feeling generous, you know, we did lose a lot of things and a lot of things went bad. And if you want to, I don't know, help a girl out, that'd be great because I also lost my job. So that's fun. Like all of this has been super fun. So if you're feeling like the story moved ya, want to tip the clown because that's how I feel. Want to tip the jester for entertaining you with my life. Let me know. Bye.